Hello, Madison. Welcome to another exciting week of learning. My name is Mrs. Mitchell, your school principal, and these announcements and shout outs are for the week of April 19th. I hope all of you enjoyed your weekend. I put some things on the grill, planted some flowers that attract butterflies, and trimmed some bushes in my yard. I love butterflies, they are my favorite insect. And so I'm hoping to see some butterflies in my yard very soon. This week, I'm going to read the announcements wearing my mask. So this is more familiar to you all. When you see me in the hallways or outside, I have my mask on. We still have a mask mandate because we need to be safe. So most of you are doing the right thing and keeping the mask on your face the right way. We wear our mask over our mouth and over our nose all day, unless we are taking a mask break, we're eating our lunch, or we're drinking a beverage. Otherwise, you need to have your mask on at all times. Now, some of you have just recently come back to school because you were either in TOSA Connected or in WVA. So you may not be used to wearing your mask all day, and that's okay. But with practice makes perfect, right? So you need to make sure that you have your mask on over your nose, over your mouth. You're not wearing it like this. You're not doing like this. And no one should have to keep telling you to pull it up, okay? Because you can kind of feel and tell if it's not. And if you need a mask that fits better, please let us know. We have extra masks in the office. We have like little ties that can help keep the mask on your face, because I know some masks are really big and some are really small. So we can find one that fits you, but it's important that you have your mask on because it's to keep you safe, and it's also to keep your classmates, your teachers, and other staff members in our building safe. So please make sure you keep your mask on. That's the expectation. That's what you need to do. It's non-negotiable. Okay? All right. Now, I also want to remind you that April is Poetry Month and we have a poetry contest underway. So please make sure that our poets in the building are getting those poems to their teachers or turn them in directly to Mrs. Sherwood in the office so that we can read over them and select a winner. I'm really excited about that. We also have the Stango challenge underway. So this is a challenge where you all are meeting classroom goals, walking in a quiet line, cleaning up after lunch, being nice to one another on the playground, um, doing the right thing when you're in your specials class. So that's music, gym, art, and during Spanish, when you're in the library. So when you're getting compliments from other teachers and other staff members in the building, you may earn a Stango, right? And so it is a competition with your class, okay? And we're going to post the results of how well all the classes are doing. That's going to be posted outside of the cafeteria for everyone to see. But I do want to tell you that some of your younger friends, those first graders, let me tell you, they have Stangos already. They are doing their thing, representing, and they are out to win it. They're in it to win it. So we're going to see how things go. So I'm looking forward to seeing those results posted sometime next week outside of the cafeteria. So I didn't get a chance to share one of my favorite poems with you. So I think I'm going to just take a little time to do that now. One of my favorite poems is called My Shadow by Robert Louis Stevenson. So I'm going to read it for you real quickly. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me. And what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head. And I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. He hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play and can only make a fool of me in every sort of way. He stays so close beside me. He's a coward, you can see. I think shame to stick a nursey as the shadow sticks to me. One morning, very early, before the sun was up, I rose and found a shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. My shadow, Robert Louis Stevenson. And now for the moment you all have been waiting for. Again, I'm keeping my mask on because I want to really emphasize the importance of wearing your mask while you're in class. And I know that this is how most of you see me every day. So why not do my mask during these announcements? So now, the moment you all have been waiting for. First up, we have Braden Mickey, being helpful with peers from Mrs. McCoy. To Blake Peterson, being responsible in cleaning up your mess from Mrs. McCoy. To Cassidy Moody, cleaning up a mess without being asked from Miss McCoy. To Kayla Dickman, so those are our SK friends, first grade. Kayla Dickman, always being kind and respectful and trying her best during writing from Mrs. Sennett. To Kyle Song, always working hard and as a leader during transitions from Mrs. Sennett. And to second graders, Olivia Tesfaye, always being kind, following expectations, and does a great job during transitions from Mrs. Sennett. To Aaliyah Williams for being respectful and helpful, and for helping a peer transition in the morning from Mrs. Matern. To Kendall Welch, Kendall has 2 shout outs. One for being a first-time listener for Miss McCoy, and for being kind to others and following classroom expectations from Mrs. Sennett. To Mrs. Smith's 3rd grade class, for playing as a team at recess, cleaning up playground equipment, and quietly entering the building and walking to the classroom from Mrs. Heineke. Nice job. To Allie Morrison, being a role model in the hallway from Miss Howard. To Bryn Wagner, following directions and being ready to listen every time from Miss Howard. To Zoe Hepridge, being a great friend and helping a classmate in need from Miss Howard. To Lincoln Costello, persevering and being flexible when writing poetry from Miss Howard. To Jordan Diaz, for working hard to reach his goals from Mrs. Blocker. And to Mrs. Howard's 3rd grade class, for playing as a team at recess, cleaning up playground equipment, and quietly entering the building and walking to the classroom from Mrs. Heineke. To Mr. Sulphur's 4th graders, showing grit and pushing through during forward testing. You rock from Miss Howard. To Kellen for rocking his Sunday mastery check from Mr. Sulphur. To Emery for rocking her mastery check for Sunday from Mr. Sulphur. To Ryan Jackson for mastering the area box model for multiplication from Mr. Sulphur. To Mr. Sulphur's class for having 3 days of safe and respectful transitions in from recess from Mrs. Sennett. To Ms. Haskey's cohort B for being focused and generally awesome from Ms. Haskey. To Mrs. Haskey's class, having 3 days of safe and respectful transitions in from recess from Mrs. Sennett. To Skylar Cronick, he has 2. The first one, staying on task and being a first-time listener from Mrs. McCoy. And for being responsible and safe and following directions the first time from Miss Browning. To Miss Haskey's 4th graders, working hard to complete all their forward tests and show what they know from Miss Howard. To Nole Cunningham, helping in the classroom from Miss Haskey. To Lucas Castillo, for putting computers away from Mrs. Haskey. To Stella, staying focused during lessons from Miss Haskey. To Ziane, for working hard during math from Miss Haskey. Wow, Miss Haskey's class was, really doing it. Good job. And now to our 5th graders. To Leah Terrell, for listening and being responsible and respectful when a teacher asked her to return to her class area of the playground. From Miss Honey. To Francis Anderer, being respectful. From Mr. Hyatt. To Javen Vane for working hard during phonics class. From Mr. Hyatt. To Savannah Sherry for reminding Mr. Hyatt to give shout outs. From Mr. Hyatt. To Estelle Baldwin for reminding Mr. Hyatt to share his Zoom screen. From Mr. Hyatt. And to Naomi Yang for always being respectful and responsible. From Miss Browning. Congratulations to all of our students and friends, and also to our classes that receive shout outs from staff in our building. Really, really nice job. I love to see that. And now we have 4 students celebrating birthdays this week. To Kinley Hetzel, and I did say Kinley's name last week, but she's actually celebrating her birthday this week on Tuesday, April 20th. On Thursday, Cam Gibbs celebrates a birthday on April 22nd. And this Sunday, we have 2 friends celebrating birthdays, Mara Whelan and Esme Her. Happy birthday to our Madison friends. I hope that all of you have some wonderful plans this week with your family. And I hope that you enjoy some birthday cake, some ice cream, or some cookies. I'll be thinking about you. Happy birthday. If you have any of these friends in your classroom, please be kind and wish them a happy birthday. If you see them at recess, please do the same. So that's all I have for this week. Remember, we wear masks at Madison. Have a good week.